The Android Saga of Dragon Ball Z tells a story of Goku coming back to Earth, but our characters on Earth like Vegeta, Gohan, and Krillin finds out that Frieza survived the blast himself on Namek. And so Mecha Frieza is coming down to Earth with Daddy, and unfortunately for them, they get sliced up into pieces and blown up by Trunks. And he spouts out some exposition talking about how in the future there's going to be a bunch of androids that are going to come and kill Goku and his friends, and so they must prepare for the upcoming battle. But not all as it seems, because with Trunks coming back to the past, he retroactively changed the future of that past. So things are not as it seems anymore, and now it's an unpredictable game as to who is going to survive this battle. This wasn't one of the sagas that I came back to a lot as a kid. I was more of a Frieza guy, the Saiyan Saga guy, and the Cell segments were fun. But the Android stuff just felt like filler before Cell, and I didn't really appreciate it as much. And coming back to this saga, at least with Android 18, 17, and 16, I found this part of the Cell Saga, because this is technically the first half of the Cell Saga, a bit all over the place. I really do like it now watching it again. As a first part of the Cell Saga, it is great setup, but as an individual saga, it is just really good. Sets up the characters of Android 18, 17, and 16 very well as explaining the backstories behind what is going on, at least at this segment of the story where it's not revealing everything. It's having a bit of mystery, which is what I really like about this segment. Now, what makes the mystery a little bit less compelling than it should have been is the fact that you could tell within the manga space that Akira Toriyama was told by a bunch of editors to change who the villain is going to be. We had Dr. Gero and his clown android. That has changed to the Android 17 and 18, and that has changed to Cell, which changes many forms until we get to his perfect form, which is probably the form that Akira Toriyama's editors called Cell, because they finally found the design that they really like to stick with. This segment of the saga was just all over the place in that regards, and while it does create a bit of mystery, suspense, and a bit of unpredictability to the story, you could tell that the cooks in the kitchen were all over the place, especially in the anime. Now the fight sequences here still slap hard, and how it sets up the character of Trunks is incredible. I love the Mecha Frieza segment where Trunks just comes in and mollywops everyone he sees. It is a fantastic entrance to the character of Trunks. It may have devalued the Frieza fight a little bit, but I would still say that Goku still was victorious in that fight and proved to be the strongest at that time. Now things are becoming unpredictable and the characters are running to catch up with everything. And because of that, they are at a disadvantage with these androids, and they're posing so much more of a threat. And because they are androids, the heroes cannot really sense their energies like they can with organic beings, which makes these androids a lot more scarier. I really like how they were portrayed here. And their personalities, while maybe a bit dense and lifeless, also helps with the terror factor, because they legitimately feel like horror villains at first, especially with their setup. But once you realize that they're just a bunch of punk kids that just want to cause simple trouble to an extreme degree, you start to realize that there might be something even more going on behind the scenes. So this segment, at least in the anime, ends off with the characters finding another spaceship, which may lead to the answers they may have been looking for this entire time. Now, I feel like I'm talking all over the place with this saga, and again, that's with the kind of messy storytelling. But in a way, I also like that. It creates a sense of unpredictability, as I said, within the story, and mystery. Even when we get the reveal of Goku being able to turn Super Saiyan once again to his friends, and everyone's amazed by that, even that proves to be really bad. And when Goku eventually succumbs to his health declining, it becomes even more terrifying, because now Goku, facing off against Dr. Gero and his clown android, you are scared as to what's going to happen. Goku is at his strongest than he has ever been at this point in the story. How could he have lost so easily? Then Vegeta comes in and transforms into Super Saiyan, and Bruce Faulkner just cooks again with his music. The whole reveal is just incredible. Not as significant as Goku's reveal, but it is just as incredible and amazing to watch in its own way, as it is a surprise reveal. Later on, we learn how Vegeta learned to transform into a Super Saiyan with intense training, to the point where he has lost almost all of himself in his conscious, succumbing to that instinctual desire to be the best warrior. And seeing that whole segment where he learns to harness that power that he's been longing for was so cathartic to see. I especially love seeing Vegeta start to become more of an Earthling, as he is trying to hold himself back from killing everyone, especially in the beginning of the saga when they're all waiting for Goku and he is being talked around by Bulma, which was so surprising to see at this point in the anime. Overall, this is still a really fun saga. Not perfect, the writing can be a bit sloppy, and I don't blame Akira Toriyama for that one bit. You could tell that the editors were just bothering him at this point in the story, and I wish that they could have just left him alone to have him do his own thing. But I think it still was able to create a sense of tension and dread and unpredictability. And Akira Toriyama, to the best to his degree, was still able to make this story investing enough for you to care. And the character moments and fight sequences, especially with all the heroes going up against the androids, they were all so much fun to watch and read through. And overall, this is still a saga that I can still highly recommend. And as a first part to the eventual Cell Saga, oh boy, I cannot wait to talk about that part. I'm going to give the Android Saga of Dragon Ball Z a B+. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please like, subscribe, comment, and I will see you guys next time.